If you come any closer, you're going to be putting handcuffs. Do you understand?
So you're going to tell me you didn't know was in there?
Why you asking me? I don't know what that is.
For some patrol officers, every day comes with meeting the same kind of offenders, but sometimes officers can make very shocking discoveries that end up being the highlights of their day or even week. Before we get into some of the 1 in a million discoveries, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications. The first story is quite tricky, and one that leaves many questions to be answered. With promptings from the sister of a woman that hasn't been heard from in a while, the Florida Police Department dispatched deputies to check up on her, and what they found was shocking. On approaching the door, they were hit with a pungent smell that got them looking around a bit more for clues on what could be off, but being unable to get anything from the environment, they proceeded to ask the neighbors some questions, and the neighbors made it clear that they hadn't seen the woman, but they had seen a young man around the house and hadn't heard any noise. The police were still trying to get the attention of anyone inside the house when suddenly her son, who had no business being in that environment, just walked out of the door. They proceeded to ask questions about his mom's whereabouts, and he clearly stated that he hadn't seen her in some days. It's important to observe that he avoided eye contact, and his behavior had no emotions, especially of concern for someone whose mom seemed to be missing. The officer who had gone in surprisingly came out and cuffed him, and while waiting for backup, asked some more questions. It was discovered that the son has a restraining order from his mom for battery, but while in the house, he didn't call the police to inform them of his mom's current situation. What he did instead was living in the house with the corpses, and this made his involvement even more suspicious. He was taken away but never charged with murder. Michael Mitchell Jr. got unlucky on his way to bury a crime he had committed. On July 29, 2020, Michael Mitchell Jr. faced arrest when a Louisiana state trooper pulled him over for speeding on Louisiana Highway 17 near Winsboro. During the routine traffic stop, the trooper noticed bullet holes on the driver's side of Mitchell's black Chevrolet Camaro, raising suspicion and prompting further investigation. To their dismay, upon closer inspection, the trooper also detected the unmistakable smell of marijuana emanating from Mitchell. What followed the search was the shocking and harrowing discovery of Michael Robinson Jr.'s lifeless body in the trunk of the vehicle, and this led to Michael Mitchell Jr.'s immediate arrest. Subsequently, he was charged with second-degree murder, implicating him in the tragic death of Robinson. The arrest marked the beginning of a legal process to uncover the truth behind the grim events surrounding Michael Robinson Jr.'s murder. The duo, mother and son Gustavo and Dolores Sena, appeared too normal for the discovery that the patrol officer is about to uncover. On July 10, 2023, New Mexico State Police stopped Michael Diego Gustavo Sena, traveling eastbound on I-40 just west of Route 66 Casino. The officer could smell marijuana coming from the passenger side window as they approached, and applied a tactical method to extract information from both of them separately. The officer spoke to Sena, and he said he was heading to Rio Rancho after staying 2 days in Gallup. Sena's passenger, Dolores Sena, his mom, told the officers the two had been on vacation in Phoenix for 2 weeks. This obvious loophole in their account sparked curiosity in the officer, coupled with the marijuana smell from their vehicle, and this prompted a search of the silver Subaru Legacy Sena was driving. The search was carried out right after his backup arrived, and revealed 2 black Glock pistols and a clear extended magazine from the trunk. The officer also found a red duffel bag with clear plastic bags inside containing blue circular pills with M30 etched on them. 24 bags were labeled 5,000 and the 4 remaining. A package shaped like a cylinder was also found wrapped in plastic in the red duffel bag. Both Michael and Dolores were taken to the Albuquerque Homeland Security Investigation Office to be processed. A special agent at HSI weighed and tested the pills, which were found to be fentanyl. The cylinder-shaped package tested positive for heroin. A jar of marijuana was also found in the trunk of the car. Senior had his first appearance in federal court on Wednesday, July 12. Another interesting discovery made by a patrol officer is one involving Stephen Cox and Scott Green. On April 17, 2019, Stephen Mark Cox and Scott Samuel Green were traveling in a white SUV heading east on Interstate 40 in Arkansas. Green was driving and Cox was in the passenger seat. At approximately 1:25 p.m., Arkansas State Trooper Christopher Short initiated a traffic stop of their SUV because Trooper Short believed they were following a black pickup too closely. Trooper Short engaged his blue lights and pulled Green over for following the black pickup too closely. Trooper Short noticed that Green's SUV was approximately 2 car lengths away from the pickup truck, and the cars were traveling at 60 miles per hour. Green exited the interstate at the next exit and stopped on the side of the road at the end of the exit ramp. Trooper Short initially approached the passenger window. He noted that both passengers appeared nervous. Trooper Short explained to Green why he was pulled over, and he requested Green's driver's license, but stated that he did not intend to issue a ticket. Trooper Short asked the pair about their line of work, and Green replied that they were in fugitive recovery. After discovering their car was a rental, Short asked for a copy of the rental paperwork and asked Green to return to his patrol car with him, obviously to get them apart and ask them questions. Green and Trooper Short returned to the patrol car approximately a minute and a half after the traffic stop began. This is after the cars came to a complete stop on the exit ramp. Once in the car, Trooper Short asked Green about their destination and inquired as to their travel plans and purpose, including the fugitive they were after and the length of their stay in Virginia. Green informed Trooper Short they were staying in Virginia for 3 days. Trooper Short then radioed dispatch to obtain the duo's criminal history. While waiting on a response from dispatch, Trooper Short returned to the SUV to speak with Cox. Trooper Short asked Cox the same questions he had asked Green to corroborate Green's answers. Cox did not know the name of the fugitive they were allegedly hunting. Moreover, he indicated that they were staying in Virginia for only 1 day. Trooper Short then asked Cox about his criminal history, to which Cox replied that he had a DUI. Trooper Short returned to the patrol car. Upon his return, Trooper Short asked Green whether there were any weapons in the car, noting that both defendants appeared extremely nervous. When Green replied there were no weapons, Trooper Short then asked whether they had any drugs. Green replied that there were no drugs. Trooper Short then asked Green if he could search the vehicle, approximately 7 minutes after the stop began. Green stated, "I don't care," and indicated that both he and Cox had signed the car's rental paperwork. Trooper Short then discovered that in addition to a DUI, Cox also had a prior drug charge. Trooper Short asked Green again if he could search the car, and Green again replied that he did not care. This exchange ended approximately 8 minutes after the stop began. Trooper Short exited his patrol car and asked Green to wait in front of their vehicle. Trooper Short approached the passenger window and asked Cox to exit the vehicle because Green had consented to a search. Cox offered no objection and exited the SUV. The pair waited at the front of the SUV while Trooper Short performed his search. Eventually, Trooper Short discovered approximately 17 kilograms of cocaine in the vehicle's trunk and placed both Cox and Green under arrest. Both arrestees ultimately pleaded guilty. On May 14, 2020, Stephen Mark Cox of Beverly Hills, California, was sentenced to 120 months in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release on 1 count of possession with intent to distribute more than 5 kilograms of cocaine. And Scott Samuel Green, age 40 of Los Angeles, was sentenced on May 20, 2020 to 46 months in federal prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release on 1 count of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute cocaine. These discoveries are indeed mind-blowing if you ask me. Which of them blew your mind? I need you to share your thoughts in the comment section. Please do well to like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on post notifications. If there is a video you would like to see, you can make your request in the comments.